بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Quranic Arabic webinars. This is an introduction to our reading and Tajweed classes. This lesson will cover what is the importance of Tajweed and why we must study Tajweed to recite the Holy Quran. Importance of Tajweed then. Tajweed is an Islamic science that teaches you how to correctly recite the Holy Quran and to beautify your recitation. Some scholars of Tajweed have said that it is sinful to recite the Holy Quran without learning Tajweed. And we'll see on the next few slides why there is a concept of making sin while you're actually doing your recitation. Our great predecessors developed and preserved this science for a good reason. So the companions of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and the followers after them, and all the subsequent generations up until our time have preserved this science of how to recite the Holy Quran properly. So there must be good reason, and it is something that we should appreciate that they've taken time to preserve this science for us so that we can recite the Holy Quran as it was revealed. Your prayers depend upon it, i.e., because you recite verses from the Holy Quran in your prayer is dependent as well on your pronunciation. A few hadith or traditions of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. The best of you is he who learnt the Holy Quran and taught it to others. Undoubtedly, the heart gets rusted like metal gets rusted when water goes over it. The people asked, how can they, the hearts, be cleaned? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, to remember death in abundance and to recite the Holy Quran. That chest which does not have any Quran in it is like an abandoned house. So here we can see the importance of learning your recitation and being able to read, recite and memorize the Holy Quran. Decorate the Quran with your good voices. O people of the Quran, do not make the Quran a pillow. That is, do not be lazy and be careless, and read the Quran in the day and night like it is the haqq of recitation, and spread it, that is, read with good voices, or do not take compensation for it, and whatever is in it, reflect upon it so that you may attain success, and do not hurry in its reward, because the reward for it is great. So why we must study Tajweed? When reciting the Holy Quran, you are not allowed to make major mistakes, and it is better not to make minor mistakes. This, a lot of people who have not studied Tajweed do not even know there is a concept of major and minor mistakes in your recitation, so obviously they cannot avoid these. Many Muslims do not know what causes major and minor mistakes and hence recite and memorize the Holy Quran incorrectly. So learning your science and what are major mistakes, minor mistakes and why they occur will be your route to avoiding them. With the knowledge of Tajweed, one can listen to professional reciters and follow them correctly and correct their own mistakes. Again, you may listen to top reciters to try to imitate them or improve your recitation, but until you've really studied Tajweed, you won't be able to spot what is the difference between your recitation and theirs. What is a major mistake then? Changing the meaning of what is actually written in the Holy Quran. So we're not talking about physically changing the letters, but when you recite, due to certain things, you change the meaning. Two categories of this problem which changes the meaning. One is pronouncing a letter or sound incorrectly, and the other is changing the length of a sound, and we'll see some examples now. So major mistake, example number 1, pronouncing the alphabet incorrectly and hence changing the meaning of what is recited. Here is an example. So we're going to look at a word in Arabic which is related to the word praise. So this is alhamdu. Alhamdu. And next is a word which sounds almost identical, but it means to destroy. Alhamdu. Alhamdu. So there's only a slight difference in the ha sound, but it changes the meaning from praise to destroy. Major mistake number 2. Changing the length of a sound so that the meaning of what is recited is changed. Let's take this example. So this is qala. Qala. So that's 2 long on the qa, and la is 1 long. That means he said. We're talking about one male. Now we'll change it so the sounds are the same, but the lengths are going to be slightly different. Qala. Qala. So this is written, and what this means is those 2 men said. So if you notice, the la was longer than the first la. So if you were to read this first word, qala, and accidentally say qala, then you've changed the meaning from he said to those 2 men said. So it's very important that you understand what are the lengths, how they're made up, and make sure you do not accidentally over lengthen or shorten a length. Recap: by not pronouncing the sounds with their correct lengths, you can change the meaning of what is recited. In conclusion then, you must learn to recite the Holy Quran correctly. If you have not studied Tajweed and are not sure if your recitations are correct, you must take time to learn this science as best as you can. If you are not an Arab, try your best at pronunciation. Again, I'm not an Arab. We, inshallah, will have some Arabs pronouncing some of our practice sessions, but we can only attain a certain level because our vocal cords are not developed the way the Arabs have developed their vocal cords in childhood. So we will just try our best, inshallah. Whether you are Arab or not, you can still learn the science and rules and apply them. So even if your pronunciation cannot reach the standard of an Arab, you can obviously learn all the rules, the lengths, and apply it as best as you can, and inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept that from us.